Brussels is taking a stand. The European Union has decided to put a freeze on millions of euros in aid to Israel and suspend parts of their key trade agreement.
We will put our bilateral support to Israel on hold.
The official reason? The war in Gaza. But what if this isn't a smart move? What if this decision is about to backfire on the European Union and in the process hurt Europe more than it hurts Israel? I'm Erika Grey, and this is The Twist. The EU's financial support that it's putting on hold accounts to 14 million euros, with 9.4 million uncontracted. And the EU is suspending key trade provisions of its association agreement with Israel.
The proposed suspension targets tariff preferences granted to Israel, encompassing free movement of goods, right of establishment and supply of services, public procurement, competition and intellectual property. In practice, this means that imports from Israel to the EU will lose their preferential access to the EU market, and that these goods will be charged duties at the level applied to any other third countries with whom the EU has no free trade agreement.
Now, this is the legal basis for their trade agreement, and I've talked about that on previous broadcasts, and there will be links below to those videos explaining this agreement. And how could this backfire? Well, first of all, political paralysis. This is going to require a unanimous vote, and many of the countries disagree. There might be opposition from countries like Germany, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. But a key part, and the part that I want to discuss, is the damage to the European Union's innovation and technology sector and economic sectors, because Israel is the innovation hub for the European Union. The EU's moves could directly harm its own economy and its status as a technological player, leader, by disrupting its partnership with Israel, which is a major global innovation hub. Israel is a key player in the European Union's Horizon programs. And the proposed suspension of Israel from the European Innovation Council Accelerator, which funds high-tech startups, would sever vital collaborations in critical fields like cybersecurity and AI. Not only that, the EU's actions could signal to other partners, non-EU countries, that a partnership with the bloc carries political risk, potentially pushing Israeli talent and innovation to other countries and other markets such as the US and Asia. And it only has a potential for limited impact affecting Israeli policy. That's right, limited. The direct financial support being suspended is a relatively small amount, and the overall economic impact is considered modest by officials. And it raises questions if the efforts are really punitive. And from Israel's perspective, the EU's actions are seen as morally and politically distorted. And this could further strain relations and future cooperation on diplomatic and security issues. Moreover, when Ursula von der Leyen talks about the evidence is based on a good deal of disinformation. So in conclusion, Europe's star player in the world of innovation, a leading player in tech, cybersecurity, and cutting-edge research, but now in a bid to take a political stand, the EU is threatening to cut its top collaborator loose. This is a mistake. It is counterproductive for the European Union's aims and goals, and it's relying on disinformation. And check out my book, Israel, the Key to the West, the untold story of its role in EU-US power. Link below. Check out the store on this site for this book, and that will give you many more reasons why this is going to backfire on the European Union. But the positive is that it does not deal with a good deal of EU-Israel trade. And finally, it's going to increase costs on both sides. Stay tuned till next time. If you don't subscribe to this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and get the book.